you speak about a lot about biotechnology. I noticed in those new technologies. So these are things that we spoke about before, as far as the ARK Fund, ARKG, which is a biotech ETF, IBB, which is a biotech ETF, BBH, which is a biotech ETF, a few others. Those are all biotech ETFs, and we spoke about, how biotech is probably going to be one of the leading industries in the next decade. That's a safe bet to say. Biotechnology is something that is only going to get bigger and bigger. And then also the untraditional companies that you mentioned, as far as Apple and Microsoft, who Apple definitely, I think, is already positioning themselves to be in the health, with the health app on the phone. Anytime Apple does anything, is done intentionally. So just them making a strong push with just the health app, and just on the Apple Watch, of just monitoring your calories and monitoring the steps that you take every day. They're already moving towards the health. And as I was telling somebody the other day, healthcare is the biggest business in the world. It makes up 23% of the American budget, which is the biggest by far. Next is the military, which is I think 15%. So you have, and this is why, you talk about Medicare, Medicaid, and all of these things. Almost a quarter of the American budget of over trillions of dollars is spent on healthcare. So we talk about all these different industries, but healthcare is the biggest industry. By a landslide, healthcare is the biggest industry.
That's because there's no preventative medicine in play, but that's a whole other conversation.
Yeah, well, that's done intentionally as well. Yeah. I mean, medicine's a business. Pharmaceutical companies are a business, billions-dollar business. So, of course, is in some people's interest to have that system going. But regardless of anything, the healthcare industry is definitely something to look into, to examine, to fully understand, because I don't think we've talked about it enough. We talked about it a lot, but I don't think people fully understand how big the healthcare industry is, how important the healthcare industry is. It's inevitable. People always die, no matter what. It's inevitable. People always get sick. There's always going to be viruses. There's always going to be outbreaks. These things happen, and it's going to happen more and more. So something to think about.
Yeah, and I'll just add to it really quickly in that if you look at, and if we talk about Apple, right, they're thinking 10 years ahead, 20 years ahead, right? So they're just releasing things at a very nano pace, right? So if we think about each edition of each watch, there's a new feature, right? First, it starts out with, it tracks your steps, then it tracks your heart rate, then it tracks your blood pressure. So these things, right, they already have the next 5 years of things that they're going to release, to now that they are set up in the healthcare space as well, but Amazon as well. Right.
Absolutely.
If you want to think about the e-commerce business, and especially when it comes to health, right? Imagine now when it's 20-minute shipping for your medication, right? So these things, these companies who have the most and have a extreme dominance and competitive advantage, they're going to be strong. They're going to be strong for a long time.
Yes. Whenever Apple Watches begin to track your heart rate and they tell you when you're close to having a heart attack, right, or if you're outside of the range of your normal
heartbeat,
that's when they're going to usher that in. I'm looking at the comments. You guys are saying IBB versus ARKG. Listen, I love Cathie. Put yes in chat if I made you money. That's what I want you to do for context. But ARKG is taking. Okay, let me ask you this: who has more money right now, Apple or ARKG?
Apple.
Not even close.
Cathie is still under attack. I know Josh is supposed to be doing a conference. Kudos, Josh Brown. I know he's doing an interview with Cathie, I think in November or January. And I sent him a question that I wanted him to ask about her being under attack. But that attack is not over. I want you guys to be very careful. And I'm saying this out of love. I want you guys, if I don't say I love a company, there is a reason why. Despite some of the frugality that you see from me, I like money. So if ARKG was the move definitively, I would say it. Proceed at your own caution. There are some other funds that she has that I think are superior, but ARKG you got to stay away from right now. IBB is a hell of a lot better, and I have no relationship with iShares. Just being honest, IBB is just a better pick overall, long term and short term.
There you have it. IBB over ARKG.
We're in both.
I'm in IBB.
I think I'm in ARKG.
I am IBB.
Yeah.